Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa and this is OverAnalyzed, our glorious community coaching series. Okay, today we go back to rock bottom, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a very, very special game, or at least I hope it's going to be, based off the email that I've received. Because the email, let me just turn down my headset. There you go. You can see what I've been listening to, something called Made in China. Great. Anyway, the email is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Check this out. After doing okay in quick play, I tried competitive and I placed at 2,200. But then just absolutely collapsed from there, playing mainly Sombra at first during the decline. I've now mostly tried to keep it simple, playing Soldier 76 mainly, or Orisa and Lucio if the team doesn't pick a tank or healer. There's also a Farah in the videos, because he sent quite a few videos through, which I've been trying to get a bit better after seeing she was recommended as a fairly easy hero to start with for a bronze player trying to climb. I'd imagine that's probably because people say that bronze players can't aim, which is basically true, so they can't shoot Farah out of the sky, so I don't know. Anyway, he goes on to say, seem to have established in low bronze around 600 to 800 SR, and no idea why I can't climb. Not thinking I necessarily deserve 2,200, which may have been a fluke. Am I really doing so bad all round that I shouldn't be climbing at least into higher bronze or silver? What do I need to work on most? I'm not expecting to climb to high ranks at any point really, but it would be great to be set on the right path to get to a level where games are more cooperative and people use a mic and team up, etc. Well, I've got bad news for you. Nobody does that in Overwatch. Anyway, yeah, no, it does get better as you go up through the ranks. Right, okay. Let's take a look at this. So the fundamentals here are we have a player who has never played FPS games before, really. And I think what we're going to see is a lot of, like very basic problems. And so what we're going to do in this OverAnalyzed is try and focus on fixing the basic issues. Like this here, I mean, I don't... Oh, God. Right, so let's bring this back. Let's bring it back. So you pick Soldier. This is good. Soldier is easy. What are we shooting at? We're shooting at nothing. Soldier's... oh, mate. Soldier is an easy character to understand his abilities, right? He's just got sprint. You aim at the enemy and fire at them, and your secondary fire is basically a rocket, right? So it's not that difficult. But what you have to focus on with Soldier is mechanical accuracy, so your tracking aim. So there's a Mei there, and we didn't even shoot at her. What the hell, right? We need to just actually shoot the enemy. We need to prioritize high ground. Why are we not shooting the Mei? What are we doing? That's your Genji. Oh, no, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard one. What is this? What is this? Why is there... Oh, my God. Right, Mercy players, do not do that. If you've just lost the objective, go back to your other point. Do not, in fact, any player, do not rush forward. And what? You're feeding your brains out. Now it means the enemy team can rush the point. Will they rush the point? We don't. What is this video? What is video? What's this? What is it recommending to me, YouTube? What is that? I've never seen that guy before in my life. I paid 250 for a 1,932 worth of mystery. What? I hate YouTube. You know what? I should just stream on Twitch. Stuff this YouTube. Anyway, right, moving on. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So, think about what we need to do here. Think. Right. Think. Use your head. Use your head. Running through on the low ground is not great. There are different paths we can take with Soldier, right? So, behind us here are some stairs, which you can use to get up to the high ground, which will take us up here to the high ground. That's good for Soldier, because high ground... Remember what happened with in Star Wars. I almost said Star Trek there. I would have been absolutely murdered. Remember what happened in Star Wars with Obi-Wan, right? You got the high ground, you win, yeah? It's over, Anakin. I've got the high ground. That's what you got to remember. Think that you will win more games because you'll take better positions as Soldier. All right, so let's just take a look at what you do. So we're standing still a lot. This is another problem very low elo players have got. And people who don't necessarily play FPS games, you're not able to move and shoot at the same time. So what you've got to work on is being able to move and shoot. It's almost like you have to train your brain and your muscles to be able to move and shoot. Now, I'm not expecting you to be super accurate to begin with, but never stand still. Like, I mean, I don't really need to draw this on the screen, or I'll just explain it. Standing still means you're easy to hit, right? If you've been playing Farah, I bet you've noticed that you stay still a lot, and then you get killed a lot. And so you're probably finding it hard to climb, right? Now, that's an assumption, but I bet that's probably true based off what I'm seeing here for your Soldier play, where you're literally just standing still and firing. Right, so we've also got to think about what targets to shoot at, and we've also got to understand Soldier spread. You are using Yeah, we just don't understand the spread of soldier at all. Oh my god. So we're using the standard crosshair here, which is fine, I guess. Going fully auto at that range, like this here, let's just take a look at this. So this range here is outside of, like, these targets at the back here are outside of soldiers' effective range. This means that when you hit them, you will do very, very low amounts of damage. You're not going to do much damage to them. You might get the hit register on your crosshair, so you think, oh yeah, I'm doing damage, but you're not really doing anything because soldier is medium range. He's not long range. At long range, yeah, you can harass people. Yeah, and he did recently get buffed, so he does actually do 20% more damage than he used to at longer ranges, but it's still not great, right? Going fully auto is also not great because it increases your weapon spread. So you're fully auto, right? Think about this, right? So I'm going to draw a very rough sort of, I guess, outline on the screen. So when you're fully auto, your bullets go anywhere in this mess, right? That is a lot of, like, anything, right? It's luck, it's random, you don't know where the shots are going. If you control the burst to, like, 5, 6, 7 shot bursts, they will land exactly where the crosshair is. That's much better, but this obviously means you need to be more accurate. Sometimes with soldier, when you're going fully auto, it can be a bit more forgiving because you're going to hit more people, maybe, you know what I mean? But it's still not good. It's a bad habit. There are times though with soldier where you do just go fully auto. If there's a massive, you know, if there's like a roadhog literally in your face there, you just go fully auto, right? You've got no reason not to go fully auto. If you're going to hit with all the shots, then do it. All right, let's just go through this and let's just see what's going on. So movement, yeah, you stand still and then you shoot. Try to avoid that. Like, a way to get around this, we've also got our ultimate as well. Let's see what you do with this. But a way to get around moving and shooting is just practice moving and shooting. Just move, shoot, move, shoot. Keep moving, keep shooting. Like, Overwatch is a game where you need this sort of extra sense to play, where you don't really need it from any other FPS game. And that's, you need game awareness. But you don't really need to worry about that at this level. Only really basic stuff like take the high ground, right? That's all I'd be worrying about. I wouldn't really care about, like, team comps. What is this? I've got apps update available. Okay, let's just watch this play out because we fell off the bridge. So there's obviously, you don't know the layout of the maps, right? This is again going to be a problem. If you only played the game for 2 weeks, you're not going to know the maps. I'm going to give you some homework now. I want you to just load the maps in custom games, and run around the map. Just run around. Try not to get caught on map geometry, because that's a mark of a very low-skilled player, because you get caught on stuff, you don't know where things are, you're stopping to shoot, you know, just move around the maps. It will make you better. I mean, this is very basic, right, guys? But remember, this is like a 700 SR player. Now, talking about your ultimate usage there, we didn't get the high ground, and I'm going to show you where the high ground is. I'm sure you know where it is, but I'm going to show you, right? So if we look here, this is the access to the high ground that you should be taking. The enemy team are not actually set up on the high ground. Again, this is bronze, so they just sort of stand on the point, whatever. If I was playing in bronze, and if I was playing in bronze, I should be reported to Blizzard and banned off the game because that would be terrible. But if I was, what I would do is get the high ground. So when we actually move into the building over here on the high ground, you can then fire down onto the point. They would not be able to touch me. I would sit there and I would just farm them all day. But while I'm shooting at them, I wouldn't be going fully auto. I'd be firing in bursts at them, almost like da-da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. This is because I want to conserve my accuracy, and I'm going to obviously try and hit them in the head, right? But it's just going to make me like more accurate the more you do that. But the positioning is the key thing, right? It's so huge. And if you had tac visor, which you did, tac visor from the high ground, well, that's probably going to be pretty strong. So one problem we've got here is your team are just running in one by one. This happens a lot at lower ranks. And I've got to be honest, control maps themselves, or assault maps even, I find them really frustrating to play, even at high master and low GM, because teams just won't play together, and it's so frustrating. If you get people that won't, you know, make the right hero picks, your team just won't work together, they can be really frustrating, and you do feel like you're, wow, why didn't we get shattered? Wasting your time, right? So, right. So we've killed 2 of them. But this means we should go. We should get on the point. See, we're going fully auto again, right? We're going fully auto, and we're moving as we're shooting, and our accuracy isn't great. One thing I will say about accuracy is, I have a video. I always say this. This is kind of like my diagram. Like, I don't want your accuracy to be like this. I don't want your screen to shake. Good thing is, yours isn't. Yours looks fairly flat, to be honest, which is good. This means that you're moving around smooth, which means that your DPI and your in-game sense is probably okay. I have noticed, though, that when you're trying to track targets, you almost get like an adrenaline rush, and you're sort of going, I don't know, try to take deep breaths and calm down. I do have a video, though, as I was just about to touch on, called the Ultimate Accuracy Guide or Ultimate Aim Guide. It's got Widowmaker on the thumbnail. That shows you how to set everything up if you're a PC player. Go and watch that. It's awesome. Okay, so we're on the point. Their Bastion's set up. Like, yeah, we're just going to die because we've got no cover and we're trying to fight everybody. Again, this is a positional problem, right? Every time you're entering this point, you're running on the low ground and we're running straight onto the point and we're just getting obliterated by everything. I mean, look at that there. It's a 4v1. We can't win that. Like, we just can't win it. The only thing you could really realistically do in this situation is you could talk to your team, try and get them to group. They probably won't because it's bronze, so that's okay. But get the high ground and then just wait for your team to push in, right? Because if your team push in together, there's a chance you could win. Like, because there's a lot of random stuff going on in this game. Like, we've just watched there, a Farah use Barrage with no support and a tank mode Bastion just blow her away. That's pretty ridiculous. Right, so here at this point, we've pretty much lost the fight. This is something we've also got to realise as well. And this goes, like, we're just going full auto there. We can't go full auto. Full auto at that range just isn't going to work. We need to learn effective ranges and know that that is not, we should not be doing this. This is not great. If we were pulse firing at him, yeah, we probably, maybe would have killed him. I don't know, it would have been closer. Now this is a bad position and we're just going to die. So the only reason we died there is because we let them kill us. We've got tac visor. You know where the high ground is. You know where it is. When it comes up on the screen, when we enter the point again next time, because I know we're just going to run straight through, I will pause it and I will show you the high ground that you should be taking, especially with tac visor and especially with the way the enemy's laid out, because they're just all over the place. Their Reinhardt isn't really protecting stuff. Right, okay, look at this. Look at this. We've lost 2 people. We cannot go in and fight them. In fact, this is the big takeaway from this video. I don't think you are necessarily this bad, right? I don't think you're low bronze, because low bronze is somebody who just cannot play FPS games. You're showing to me that you have some ability. But what you're also doing is feeding your brains out by just rushing into the point. Like, this point of attack here is so bad. Like, you never do this. The only time you go through the middle is if you're trying to snowball them, like, really quick. Or you want to try and do something crazy, but your whole team's together and you're rushing in, right? You don't just run through the middle on your own, because that's just not great. We've also need to look at the kill feed more. We've lost 2 players. And we're trying to push. What are we... Okay, let's just see what happens. And we're going on the low ground again with tac visor, which is not what we should be doing. This is where we should be. This high ground up here is absolutely beautiful for Soldier, especially if the enemy are not defending it. Now, one sort of disclaimer here is the enemy team will be up here. Every other rank probably above gold, yeah? They will set up there. They will not stand down here. This is not great. This is like really brain-dead positioning for them to be there. But this doesn't matter, right? Because this is your ticket out of this rank. This is your, okay, how do I do this? How do I get out? I beat them with good positioning. You can pretty much play Soldier 76. In fact, one of the things I noticed in the email you sent is there are a lot of heroes that you're playing. Just pick one hero and play it, right? I don't even care if you one-trick it. That's how you get good at this game. You cannot expect yourself to be able to play 5 or 6 different heroes at 700 SR. That's just like, that's criminal. That's such a stupid way of thinking, right? Don't do that. Be selfish. Get yourself out of this rank. Okay, so we tac visored and fell off and then just wasted the tac visor. If we're on the high ground, the tac visor is getting maximum value. Okay, so now, yeah, I don't think have we actually eliminated anyone? Also, you should press tab more often so we can see the score. Have we actually got on the limb? I don't think we have, right? Oh, no, you must have got some sort of elimination. Definitely not final blows. That I can remember. So, this doesn't achieve anything, right? Spamming, right, the only thing this... Right, I'll be honest, right? The only thing spamming a barrier used to achieve back in the day is it would inflate your damage stats. But then Blizzard were like, no, we're not going to include barrier damage into overall damage. Because Soldier 76, you could be like, yeah, I've done 50,000 damage. Oh, I'm amazing. But all you did was spam into barriers. That is brain dead and crap. You're not doing anything. This here is such a weird fight that's happening. So we've got a Moira here. We've got, obviously, you here. And we've got their Mercy and Reinhardt pushing towards us. I would run away. Absolutely, I would be gone, because we cannot fight him at close range. We cannot kill him with a Mercy pocket. This is going to be bad news bears for us. So what the hell? Shooting his barrier does nothing. Oh, God. Oh, God, run away. No. 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 What were you trying to do? The barrier's got 2,000 health. You're never going to solo it as Soldier. Oh my days. Okay, so everyone is dead again. But this might not be bad, because this means... Look, hang on, this is something... Right. We've got to do... This is so crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a game like this before. Right, so what we've got to do here is... I mean, we've done bronze before, but I don't think it's ever been like this. I remember the infamous Hanzo we did, like, probably about 2 years ago now. Good God, has it been that long? I need a new job. Right, right, what we're looking at. What was I going to say? Yeah. Your homework, right? So we always ask, what is the plan? This is always what we go on about in OverAnalyzed. So what is your plan to escape bronze? It's dead simple. I've told you to take better positions. Prioritize the high ground. Think like Obi-Wan. Get the high ground, win the game. Yeah, because the bronze enemy teams don't know what they're doing. The other thing is try and be a little bit clever. Look at this, right? Genji dead. Junkrat dead. Moira dead. I mean, I don't think we've got a tank, but whatever. They're dead. Somebody's in there, apparently. I don't know what they're doing, but these three are dead. That means that they're going to respawn fairly quick. So what you should do is use your head and think, okay, I'll wait. We've got 40 seconds left. If I wait, we can regroup, and then at least there'll be 4 of us which attack the point, which is a damn sight better than one running in and just trying to fight them all together and then just dying, right? Running in right now is not... In fact, is throwing the game, right? So this is an absolute bronze play if you run through the middle and try and fight them on the point. So our Farah is just sort of sitting on the high ground. That's interesting. We're running through the middle. Again, like our aim goes a bit crazy when we're trying to shoot people. But our general mouse movement seems good. Yeah. See what I mean? If you were up here, what does that mean, right? It means access to all of this. It means they literally cannot stop you doing whatever the hell you like. If you're standing up here, what are they going to do? Like, you're literally just blasting them on the point. They have no answer to this. They have to come and run up to the high ground. If they do that, then it screws up their positioning. But remember, like I said, we are basically trying to, like, what? I can see 3 of us on the point now. Hog's just run in. I don't know what he's doing. We need to stop spamming Reinhardt barriers. So your homework right now, at this moment in this video, is stop spamming barriers. It doesn't achieve anything unless your team are going to burn the barrier down and somebody's called for that. That's not going to happen at bronze. We need to take the high ground more. We need to not trickle in. Yeah? Because we basically spent most of the game. I want to see you press tab as well. I want to see what your score is, because I don't think you've got any eliminations there, which is really bad. Well, any final blows. Okay, so going for Soldier again. Well, I think he did say he would go for Orisa in this video, so I guess you're going to swap to Orisa. A Bastion. Like, Bastion, I've got to be honest with Bastion, he's like the king of bronze, because, and also he can be really annoying at every other level of the game when you just chuck him on a payload, especially on Junkertown or something like that. It can be bloody frustrating, like, because it's hard for teams to counter it when they don't know it's coming. Like, you have to almost lose the first engagement and then try and counter it. Okay, any chance of another healer? Good call. 2 healers is always strong. Brigitte and a Zen. Like, that's probably the worst healer combo you could have, right? Brigitte and Anna. I mean, Anna at this level, oh my god, don't play Anna at bronze. That's just going to be so bad. But, like, Brigitte and Mercy can be great. Like, there's a lot of, like, double healer comps coming out with, like, an Anna or a Brigitte, or a Mercy and a Brigitte. Because it's great how the game's changing, how the meta's changing. Anyway, we're going to play Orisa now. We did ask for another healer, so that shows a decent understanding in the game, which should be decent. Now, Orisa, again, there's a lot of, like, I'll show you a little bit of tech with Orisa. So if you watch any Overwatch League games, hello, Brigitte, whee! If you watch any Overwatch League games, there are, like, what they will do is they will deploy their barrier before the game starts, obviously, a few seconds before they come out of the gate. The enemy team will then start to push. So as the enemy team come around the corner here, they then start attacking the barrier, right? So the barrier starts taking damage. What then the player will do is look up into the sky and fire another barrier, because the barrier cooldown, right, starts from when you use it, yeah? So it's not when the barrier gets destroyed, it's when the barrier is deployed. So as this barrier is down on the ground, as it starts taking damage, as it's about to die, maybe it's got, like, I don't know, 200 HP left, yeah? You then fire another one directly up into the air, so it lands just as this one gets destroyed. It means you get an instant barrier cover. Barrier. It's a nice little bit of Orisa tech. In fact, it's probably some of the only Orisa tech beyond like trying to grab people into, you know, environmental kills or working with your Roadhog, which is another thing that we should probably point out. If you've got a Roadhog on your team, you need to work with them with your halt. You need to say to the hog, when I halt, you hook, right? Or tell him when you're about to use halt, because he should be throwing his hook into the halt. But again, maybe that's something a little bit higher level. All right. So this position, I am like, right, I'm not too hot about this position. There are better positions you can take. But what I am going to say is it doesn't really matter because it's bronze, and at least we're standing in the choke, and at least we've got some sort of settle. I mean, a Bastion sitting in the choke here is just like, it's so easily countered, but because it's bronze, we don't know what the enemy team are going to do. We don't know what their comp's going to be. And we do have a hog, actually. So, yeah, so you see your barrier now. You just put that barrier down. It's getting destroyed. If the mate, like, if you're a Mei player, don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, I think the Mei's done that to stop the damage from the Bastion. Use your wall to cut off the enemy, because as soon as you use the wall, you're basically giving a win to the enemy team. You're saying to them, look, I've used my wall, so I now don't have it, so now you can get aggressive. Maybe at this level it doesn't matter, because I don't think people are going to be like rushing forward too much. There's a Reaper top right. Try calling them out. Widow, we got a Widow, she's got a kill. I'm amazed. There's also a Reaper still behind us. We know there's a Reaper, but we're not telling the team. We know there's a Reaper, but we're not telling the team. If that Reaper starts getting kills now, that's on us. Right, so we're just doing Orisa things, right? We're standing still, we're just firing at everything, whatever. Like, this isn't too bad. Like, this is showing decent game knowledge because you picked the tank, because you know you needed a tank, right? Without you playing the Orisa, they probably would have just walked through the point, yeah? So that's good. That is showing good level of knowledge. And where is this Reaper? This Reaper is behind us, right? The Mei's top left. See, like, the enemy attack is so disjointed, right? Through picking the Orisa, I think actually, maybe Orisa's a bit of a dark horse when it comes to bronze, because that's Reaper on the point. That's got to be Reaper, because he was behind us. There's somebody on the point. Are we gonna... What are we doing? There's somebody on the point. Okay, he's dead. Like, I'm not saying you should leave the choke, but at least acknowledge there's somebody on the point. Because while you're... Like, this here, this brainless barrier war is just like... Yeah, our Bastion is going to rip through them once it's set up. But then again, the enemy team are not moving, so you're not really playing bad. The enemy team are feeding their brains out, and they don't know what they're doing. Like, never trickle in, guys. Never go in one by one. It's so criminally bad. And if teams just stay together, everybody would be in plat. I'm telling you now, everybody would get to plat, because all you got to do is stay together and walk together on the point. And then we can start working out who's got the better mechanical skill, right? Okay, so... If they got a Widow as well... What's going on? What's going on? Like, you could afford to get a little bit aggressive here. We're clearly winning the fights, and you know, if we kill two of them, like, why not walk forward and try and be a bit more aggressive? Try and use your grab to pull people back. Okay, if you're a Brigitte, oh, if you're a Brigitte, do not do what that Brigitte just did. She run away, like. She used Rally and then ran away. Rally gives armor to your team. So if that's Brigitte, yeah, she uses Rally. Everybody in this circle gets armor. If she runs away, no one gets armor. Yeah, I don't know where Brigitte's going. So always pop Rally and stand with your team to give them the extra armor. Yeah, don't run off, because that's crazy. I think it's because she's like, I got speed. Yeah, look at her. What the hell? Also, she's not frontline. She should not be out there. That is so crazy. She's just going to die. Oh, my God. You may as well have just got AFK here. This is quite sad, really. But this is why Assault is so bad. Like, if this was Control or Hybrid, or maybe Hybrid suffers from this a little bit as well. But anywhere where, you know, maybe we're just on a full payload map, it's much easier for teams that are less coordinated to have a better time. Because just asking people to get together, like, what's this Widow doing on the low ground? She should be on the high ground. But anyway, like, asking teams to get together, it's just, it destroys you. And I've got to be honest, right? When I play the game, I hate getting Assault, because you just, like, you feel like you lose, and you can't really do anything about it. Whereas on Control, at least it's like, okay, maybe, you know, your skill can carry yourself or something like that. I don't know, whatever. I'm not a fan of this. I like watching Control. Assault. Why do I keep calling them Control? I like watching Assault on the pro level, because you have to be highly organised, and they are. So there's not really too much to report here with this Orisa play. apart from about to die. With Fortify up. Ah! You should use your shift ability here. Whenever you're going to take damage, I mean, we died to a Diva Bomb, but we took loads of damage from Reaper. Whenever we are going to take damage and our barrier is down, we use Fortify. The only other time we use Fortify is if something is going to hit us, which is going to remove our ability to move. That means if we're going to get charged by Reinhardt, punched by a Doomfist, we use Halt because it means you cannot be crowd controlled, or McCree's going to flashbang us, yeah? Or Brigitte's going to shield bash us. We use Fortify, none of that affects us. But it also means you take reduced damage as well. So this position here, like, I don't need to pause it, whatever. We're almost done with the video, but that shield there didn't really do anything. We should have fired the shield onto the point, because at least it would have helped whatever the hell was going on, right? Okay. So you're going to press tab and bring up the score. It looks like the video is almost finished, so I don't know whether you're going to bring up your end of game report. Right, something's going to leave. Okay, right, okay. That was very interesting. I think, like, the final, like, the defensive phase with the Orisa, I mean, that was just like the enemy team trickled in. So even if you were playing totally brain dead, it wouldn't have really mattered. And you kind of were at points. But the reason why you won that is you made a very intelligent pick for the hero you're going to play. And people really underestimate that when it comes to Overwatch. You don't have to be the greatest player ever. You just need to know what you're doing, right? And so you showed game knowledge there, which is great, especially for somebody who's played for 2 weeks. That's huge. First point, though, problems we've got are we need to take high ground, right? So focus the high ground if we can, especially if we're playing soldier, right? I'd say almost like, let's get rid of the P, like, almost go one trick pony. Like, now it kind of gruels me to say this because one trick pony is not great because you should try and fill and try and build team comps that work. But at this level, the only way to get better is to focus on one hero. So try and one trick pony. If that's soldier, then that's fine, right? Soldier 76 is going to teach you the basics of the game, so I'm cool with that. The other things I want you to do are, I guess, load into a custom game, and I just want you to, like, move. I just want you to practice moving around maps. This might sound boring, and you might be like, Sty, why the hell do I want to do this? But this just goes back to using your time effectively to get better at the game. Now, you could argue that you could just go into loads of ranked games and just practice running around. You know, it's a live fire exercise. Hey, that's the best place to learn. What I'd say, though, is if you know where you should be going at every point on every map before the game begins, that's a huge advantage. And players who are like diamond and above, they know what they're going to do. They all have a plan when the spawn doors open. I'm going to run this way. I'm going to get this ground. I'm going to do this. They all do that. That's something you need to learn. And I honestly think if you do load into custom games and just practice moving around the map, practice getting into high ground attack positions, I think that's going to work wonders for you. And I think you'll get out of bronze easy. Just play simple. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylos from this unit lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. And remember, this is OverAnalyzed, so do send in, like, literally anything you want. This series gets hundreds and hundreds of emails every week. It's quite crazy. It takes me hours and hours to go through these videos to find, like, decent ones to use. Like, maybe it's the hero I want to look at, the SR range. But this one really caught my eye because the email was so great. All right, guys, I'm Stylos, this unit lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.